Good morning, children. Saira. Welcome back to your political science online session. Children, today we will start a new lesson in political science. Lesson number 4, Social and Political Movements. Now, children, let us read out the news in a local newspaper. Movement against child marriage has been successful to a great extent, and the extent of child marriages have reduced by 50%. The workers in this movement worked very consciously. Workers from the movement against dowry also helped them. Now there's a need to start a drive against malnutrition because poverty and malnutrition are two important problems to be taken on priority basis. So children, in the above newspaper item, different movements are included. One is movement against child marriage, another is movement against dowry. Now this news deals with different subjects. Yes. So are movements related to only one issue? Yes. Now children, here if you see there are two movements. One is about the child marriage, that is children should not be married at a young age. And next is movement against dowry. But then if two different movements cooperate with each other, will they be more effective? Yes. Now children, if you see this movement against child marriage is successful because of the workers from a movement against dowry, even they have helped them. So the extent of child marriages have reduced by 50%. So even the workers from the movement against dowry helped them. So because of that children, it has gone down to 50%. So if different movements cooperate with each other, it will be definitely more effective. Okay. Now children, in our last class, we had learnt about national and regional parties. Now children, these national and regional parties, they compete and win elections and they establish the government, or you can say they achieve power. So children, these political parties, they adopt a comprehensive perspective. So they solve the problems of common men. They cannot take only one issue, okay? So they have to solve the problems from public cleanliness to space research. They cannot solve only the problems of some people. They have to solve the problems of all the people. So whatever the programs they are having, okay, the political parties, whatever the programs are, it has to be for the all sections of society. So they have to adopt policies taking into consideration the interest of farmers, laborers, businessmen, youth, women and senior citizens. So they have to work for everybody. Everybody's problems they have to take into consideration. Okay, they cannot work only on one issue. They have to take into consideration the interest of everyone, that is farmers, laborers, businessmen, women, youth and senior citizens. Now children, why are movements necessary? Why we require movements? Now children, all the people in society cannot participate in political parties and contribute to social welfare. So it is not possible for everybody to participate in political parties and contribute to social welfare. So some people, they come together, they focus on a particular issue and they pursue it. They organize people and try to pressurize the government to resolve that issue. So children, why are movements necessary? So children, some people what they do, they come together and they focus on a particular issue and they organize people and try to pressurize the government so that their issue is solved. Whatever the problem is, it has to be solved. And why it is so? Because all people, they cannot participate in political parties and contribute to social welfare. So some people, they come together and they work on that particular issue. They organize themselves, they try to pressurize the government and try to resolve that issue. So children, they constantly follow up on the issue, build public opinion about it and thereby put a pressure on political parties and the government. So children, it is not a one day affair. They continuously work on it. They follow up on the issue and they build public opinion about it and then they put the pressure on the political parties and the government. This type of organized activity is called a movement. Organized activity is the essence of any movement. It has to be organized. It has to be planned and only there will be proper execution. So children, these people, they follow up on the issue, they work continuously on that, they build opinions of the people and then put the pressure on the political parties and the government. It has to be an organized activity, and this type of organized activity is called a movement. Organized activity is the essence of any movement. Now children, such movements are very important in a democracy. Children, because if any policies or any decisions are taken, it should be in the interest of society. Otherwise, the people have a right to voice against it. Okay, they have the freedom of speech. So different social problems come under discussion through these movements, and then the government then has to pay attention to such problems. So if people protest against any policy, any decision taken by the government, so and whatever the problems are going on, okay, so different social problems, so through that the government has to pay attention to such problems. Leaders and activists of movement provide necessary information about those issues to the government, and this information is very useful for the government while making policies. So whatever policies, whatever programs government is going to do, so this information which is provided by the leaders and activists of movements, they provide the information to the government, and accordingly the government will plan its policies. Some movements aim at opposing a particular decision or policy of the government. The right to protest is considered an important right in democracy. However, this right needs to be used patiently and responsibly. So children, though we are having the freedom of speech, we can assemble and we can protest, but we have to see to it, it should be patient and we have to be responsible when we use this right. That is right to protest. It is very important right in democracy. We are having the right to voice our opinions. So some movements, they aim at opposing a particular decision or policy of the government. So some examples I'll give you children. There was a protest regarding CAA, that is Citizenship Amendment Bill, right? So there were some movements, some protests which were taken, which were done by the people regarding the decision or policy of the government. So we are having the right to protest, but then it should be seen that this right should be used patiently and responsibly. Now children, again there's an activity in your textbook. Which movements in India are actively working for rehabilitation of the displaced and to secure their livelihood? Now children, if you know about this movement, that is Narmada Bachao Andolan. Okay, it was being led by Medha Patkar. Okay, she's a social movement. She's an activist basically, and she is the founder of this movement. Okay, so Narmada Bachao Andolan, also known as NBA, is a social movement formed by activist Medha Patkar. So she basically is the founder of this Narmada Bachao Andolan. Okay. Now children, let us learn what is a movement. Now children, movement is a collective action. Why it is collective action? Because all the people, they come together. Okay, so it is a collective action. People's active participation is expected in the movement. So here basically, what is a movement? It's a collective action and people's active participation is expected in the movement. So people participation and plus it is a collective action. A movement can be formed when people come together in the interest of a particular issue. For example, pollution can be a single issue for which a movement can be created. So there are different movements, okay? So movement can be formed when the people, they come together, okay, regarding a particular issue. For children, pollution, right? It's a global problem. So pollution can be a single issue for which a movement can be created. So there are so many movements. For example, there were movements against corruption. Then we have learned now about the movement against child marriage, about against dowry. There are so many movements which are women. There are so many movements for the women's protection, for children, CRY, that is Children Relief and You. That's an organization working for the welfare of children. Okay. A movement has a particular social objective or a focused problem. For example, movement against corruption aims at ending corruption. If you remember about Anna Hazare, yes, okay, it was basically a movement against corruption which was led by Anna Hazare. Okay. Now movements have a leadership. Now, every movement definitely will have a leader. Leadership keeps the movement active. Objectives of the movement, program of action, strategy of agitation are decided by its leaders. So every movement have a leadership, and leadership will keep the movement active. So whatever the objectives of the movement are, whatever the programs of action, what is the planning, then strategy of agitation are decided by its leaders. A strong leadership makes movement effective. So children, if you remember, you have learnt in your 8th standard Quit India movement, right? It was under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. So many movements during freedom struggle were launched. For example, civil disobedience movement, then Simon Go Back. So these were the movements during the freedom struggle. Okay, if you remember, you have learnt in your 8th standard. Yes. Then children, Dalit movement also by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. He always worked for the sections of the society, those who are underprivileged. Okay, they were right, though they should also have the right to education. Okay, and for example, the people, they were not allowed to enter the temples, not to draw the water from the well. So he had worked for the Dalits. So Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar had a major role in upliftment of the weaker sections of the society, or you can say the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. He had worked for them, for the upliftment of such people. Okay. Now, children, movements have organizations. Now, children, without an organization, it becomes difficult to follow up the issue. So, it is very necessary that movements, they have organizations. Now, children, as I explained to you, there is an organization CRY, Children Relief and You, which works for the betterment of children. So, children, without an organization, it is very difficult to follow up the issue. So children, for example, there are some more organizations. For example, farmers organizations. They work for farmers movement. Okay, so it is very necessary that movements, they have organizations. And any movement requires public support. People should feel connected to the issue that is undertaken by the movement. So it is very important for any movement to be successful. It requires the support of people. People should feel connected to that issue, whatever the issue is undertaken by the movement. And movements have a program of action which help them to shape public opinion. So we have to voice our opinion. So movements, they have a program of action which help them to shape the public opinion. So any movement, it requires public support for it to be successful. People should feel connected to the issue, and then the movements, they have programs of action which help them to shape public opinion. Now children, generally the movements are devoted to one particular issue but have an ideology behind them. Children, for example, movements against child marriage, dowry, they believe in values of democracy, women empowerment and social equality. So there are so many movements like against child marriage, then dowry. What do they believe? They believe in the values of democracy, then women empowerment, that is, women should be given rights, social equality, there should be no gap between the rich and the poor. Sometimes some movements gradually get transformed into political parties. So children, today we had discussed about why movements are necessary and what are movements. I hope you have understood the features of why are movements necessary and what is movement. Okay. Now children, there's a homework for you. You have to write the movements which were started by Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Phule, Sant Gadge Maharaj and Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. So you have to write the movements. There were so many movements started by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. So you have to write about the movements which were started by these great leaders. Okay. Now children, I hope you have understood the lesson. In the next class, we'll be talking about the different movements in India. So we will continue the lesson in the next class. Thank you, my dear students. Take care. Have a good day. Sai Ram.